Hi, I'm Rebecca Pacheco with Runner's World, and this is a yoga sequence that I've created especially for those of you out there who are new to yoga. Maybe you've even uttered the words, I can't do yoga, I'm not flexible enough. Or you've really ramped up your running program recently and your body's feeling a little bit overworked and tired. You need an active rest day, a cross-training day, something to loosen up the kinks, and this is going to fit that criteria for all of you. We're going to begin in a very gentle posture called child's pose, and you'll start by taking your big toes together, knees apart, and you'll sit back on your heels. Now, if you have very tight feet or Achilles, which can often happen with runners, you could grab a block or a small pillow or a blanket and put it between your heels and your bum, and you'd come and sit onto the block that way. All right, so that's an option if you're super tight. Otherwise, coming forward, hands on the mat, and forehead to the earth. And from here, we'll just take a couple deep breaths. It feels nice on the lower back to open up your knees, and you can go as wide as you'd like. Think of your tailbone sinking back onto your heels. And just notice your breath. Take a moment to put your mind and your body in the same place. One more deep breath here. As you exhale, imagine the breath leaving out through the tips of your fingers. And now we'll come up onto hands and knees, centering wrists right underneath shoulders, knees under hips. Swing your right arm to the sky, open up your chest. This is called thread the needle. It's going to feel so good in tight chest muscles and shoulders. And then back of the hand across the floor as far as it will go. Shoulder down, head down. Creep your left fingertips toward the top of your mat. Use your hand like a claw to help you twist. You can rest the back of your head on the earth. Again, if you're very tight, use a small pillow or a block underneath your head. Coming back to center, we'll switch sides. So the left wing swings up high. And as you exhale, back of your hand across the floor as far as it will go, shoulder down, head down. Creep the right fingertips forward and twist. And if you find a sweet spot right there between your shoulder blades, hang out for a moment, breathe into it, and we'll return to neutral. Hands and knees, taking a few cat-cow tilts. As you inhale, tilt your tailbone to the ceiling, heart goes forward, look up. As you exhale, drop your chin, hollow your belly, empty all the breath out. Do that again. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Careful not to crank your neck, just gently look up. Exhale, scoop the tail. Draw the navel in and drop your chin. One more time, just like that. This next time you come into your cow pose, tailbone tilted, heart forward, pause. We'll turn it into downward facing dog. Curl your toes under. Send your hips way back. For runners, it's really important, especially when you're new, to bend your knees. Chances are hamstrings are a little tight, and what happens in that case is your body is pitched forward, gets very tiring on your arms. What we want is downward dog to be a little bit more restful. So bend the knees, lean your hips back, shake your head out. And then as you breathe, you could stretch the lower legs, stamp one heel toward the earth, and then the other, pedaling out your feet. And take a couple deep breaths here, pressing the floor away from you. Leaning your weight back into your strong legs. Now let's step our feet toward one another and breathe right leg to the sky as high as it will go. Fan your foot, wiggle your toes, wind your ankle both ways, bend your knee, and roll the hip socket open. Now if this is too much too soon, a nice modification is to drop the left knee to the earth, because what we're going to do here are some hip circles. So you'll take knee toward your nose, out to the side, and up in the back. Just wind the hip around. Let's do 3 rotations, lubricating the hip joint, waking up the muscles around your hip. And then the next time through, returning to your downward dog. Same thing on the left. Sweep your left leg up very high, fan the foot, wiggle the toes, wind your ankle. Bend your knee and roll the hip socket to the sky. Remember, you can put the knee down as I did on the other side. Knee to the chest, out to the side, and up in the back for our hip mandala or hip circles. We do a total of 3 or so. Remember, you can always do more or less. Next time through, looking forward, let's take a giant step top of the mat. We'll hang it down in ragdoll. Again, for tight hamstrings, soften the knees, be generous with your knees, and pour your body forward. Just hang it down gently. Sometimes it's nice to sway side to side. Shake out your head. Just release any tension from your last run or a long day. Let your mind land on the simple task of your breath. Giant breath in, giant breath out. The next time you exhale, let your hands dangle to the floor, toe heel your feet together, big toes touching. Knees are soft, chin tucks, and rounds slowly upright to stand. We'll take a simple shoulder shrug here, shoulders up to your ears, take a breath, and slide them down. One more time, inhale, pick them up, let them drop. And we'll begin with what's called Sun Salutation A. Spin your palms to face out, stand tall through the top of your head. Next time you breathe in, reach up and look at your thumbs. Exhale, take a bow. Nice and easy, knees soft, drop your head all the way down. We're coming to a halfway up or flat back position. Again, knees gently bend. Feel your spine length and offer your chest forward. If you're more tight, you could rise as high as your shin bones in order to keep your spine straight. So whatever you do, just don't round the back. No hunching here. Nice and long. Next step, back to high push-up, shoulders directly over your wrists. You're going to feel your belly starting to work. Pull it in and up. Find that strength. If this is too much, knees can gently drop to the floor. Otherwise, inhale, look up, push off your feet now, heart goes forward, and we'll try to lower slowly down to the mat in one piece. Coming up into Sphinx on our elbows. Scoop your pelvis forward, open your heart, turn your thighs on. You might rise a little bit higher to what's called Cobra, hands underneath you. Gently lift the chest a little bit higher. Inhale. Downward dog on the next exhale. You can come through the knees. So that's our modified vinyasa, our high to low push-up using the floor. The next time we do this, we won't use the floor, and you'll have the option to choose. Take one more big breath in here. Exhale, let it go. Soften your knees and take a walk, feet to your hands. Flat back, breathe in. Bow down, exhale. This time, Sun Salutation B. Squat your hips low. Reach your arms to the sky. Sometimes you'll hear this called chair pose or Utkatasana, really good for strengthening your legs. Feel your heels drop anchor and your toes get very light. Zip up through your lower belly. One more big breath. Reach high. Bow down as you exhale. Halfway, look at your toes, lengthen your spine. Remember, you can bend the knees. High push-up, added challenge. This time, try to go only halfway. Low push-up to your upward-facing dog. Open up your heart, swoop your hips forward. Think of crown of your head to the sky. Next time you breathe out, roll over your feet, downward facing dog. We'll step our right foot forward, warrior one. Back heel plants into the earth, back leg squeezing strong. Pull the lower abdomen in and reach your arms over your head. And then for the next few breaths, take this somewhere. You can take it inward just by closing your eyes. Take a few breaths, concentrate. You can take it upward, look up, drop the tail down and reach taller, Or you can take it backward. Connect your palms. Sink your hips a little bit lower. And if it feels good, let the head go back. Next time you exhale, hands through your heart. Low push-up or step to downward dog. Just like running, we want to pace ourselves here, right? Downward dog. And left side. Be a warrior on the left. Step up. Drive the back heel down. Feel the strength and length in your right quad. Arms go to the sky. And then for the next 3 breaths, take it somewhere. Take it inward. Close your eyes. Take it upward or take it back. Left knee tracking forward. Reach a little bit higher. Exhale, low push-up, or just meet me in downward dog. Inhale. And exhale. From here, you'll touch your knees down to the earth. Now you're on all fours. Keep your hands positioned right underneath your shoulders, but send your right leg directly back behind you. Pull your belly in. So think of resting a cup of tea on your sacrum, nice and level if possible. The next time you inhale, swing your right foot out wide like a karate kick. Use the muscles of your outer thigh and hip. As you exhale, point your toe. Tap it as far away in the opposite direction as you can. 2 more times. Inhale, swing it out wide at a right angle. Exhale, point the toe and tap. Last time here, swing it out. Exhale, point. Let's keep it here. Curl the toes under like a low push-up foot. Crawl your fingertips over to the left, and now your right arm, like a claw, stretches off the corner of your mat, head down. So you're feeling length in your side body. So running can tend to shorten muscles, and yoga helps to lengthen them back out again. Center your palms 1 more time. Swing the leg out wide 90 degrees. See if you can hold it. Work the hip and glute. And then instep to the earth. Come up onto your knee, Parigasana, or sometimes you'll hear it called gate pose. Right hand back of your knee. Stretch the opposite side body nice and long. Keep your chest open. You might even get a little bit of action in your left hip flexor, but just be mindful you don't feel any pain in your lower back. Let's come upright. Swing this right leg front. Curl your back toes under, 10 fingers on the earth. You feel a little bit like a track star here on your mark. And then up to a high lunge or a crescent lunge. Reach your arms to the sky. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, hands to your heart. Twist left elbow past your right thigh. Pick your chest up. Spread your wings when you're ready. Left palm floor or block if you have one. If you don't, no big deal. Twist your chest open. If you want, you could put the back knee down if you want to make it a little bit more gentle. Otherwise, think of lengthening your spine as you breathe in, twisting open as you breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Next time you exhale, look down, 2 hands touch the mat inside your foot, back knee to the floor, lizard lunge. Angle your right toes out to what would be 2 o'clock on the clock face. Roll to the baby toe edge of your foot. So you're lifting up the sole of your shoe, right? Look at the bottom of your sneaker. Bend your back knee, and if it floats up easily, you could hold your foot in your hand. That's a lot, though, on the left quad, and if it hurts the knee, certainly leave the leg where it is. You could also put your hand on your femur bone, gently push away. That relieves the hip socket of tension. Sometimes you feel a ripple effect in your lower back, can feel really good. Take a few breaths here. Breathe in and breathe out. Coming into our warrior 2, angle your front toes 12 o'clock, back heel spins flat, spread your wings. Relax your shoulders and lengthen 10 fingers in opposite directions. Now show your palms to the sky. Remember in your gate pose, you open the side body. Do that here, a little bit similar, reverse warrior. Big breath in. And side angle, forearm to your thigh bone, hips go low, left arm over your head. And go for a swim with this upper arm. I like to let go of tension in the shoulders and neck. Let your head follow the trajectory of your arm. One more giant circle. And then you could come into a half bind, threading the arm around your lower back. Hips sink a little bit lower, tuck the chin, and peek at the wall behind you. Keep your neck long. Sometimes we have a tendency to collapse here. Instead, lift up out of your forearm and roll the heart open. One more deep breath. Exhale, look to the earth, 10 fingers touch down, back leg's gonna slide up. So step up, malasana, toes out, squatting down a little bit like a baseball catcher, and hands to your heart center. You can use your elbows to gently pry your knees open. Think of your heart pulling forward. In the beginning, we feel pretty tight in this pose and we tend to collapse forward. Over time, see if you can stack crown of your head right over your tailbone. Give it one more breath. On the exhalation, hands to the floor, lift your hips to the sky and take your feet in to hip width distance. While you're down here, bend your knees plenty. Take your 2 first fingers, grab your big toes. Inhale, lengthen, heart goes forward, one breath. Exhale, bow, head down. Keep the neck free and easy. Always giving a generous bend to your knees to keep your lower back safe, feeling no pain in the lower back. And then as you get warmer, as you get more limber, you can begin to straighten the legs, but never forcing. Giant breath in. Think of moving nose through your shin bones. And release your toes. Let's step back, downward facing dog. And then we have the other side. Knees touch down, we're on all fours. Take the left leg directly back behind you. Pull your belly in. Think of leveling off your sacrum. That's that flat bone above your bum. Now as you next breathe in, swing the leg out wide 90 degrees. As you exhale, point the toe, tap it to the earth as far in the opposite direction as you can. Inhale, swing it out wide. Exhale, point, tap. Last one. Exhale, point and tap. Curl the toes under. Stay here. Spin your fingertips over to the right. Now left arm like a claw. Stretch it, head down. Last breath. Let it go. Feel your body getting taller on that side. And now center your 2 palms underneath you. Swing the leg out wide, 90 degrees. And lower the instep to the mat. Come up onto the shin bone. Gate pose. Open up the right side body. Huge stretch. Remember not to collapse the chest toward the floor. Keep it open and spacious. Breathe in and exhale, come on up. Left leg lunges forward. Curl your back toes under and then rise, high lunge. You can put the back knee down if you need to. Reach to the sky, take a breath. Exhale, hands through your heart, rotate in the opposite direction. Right elbow past the left thigh. Pick the chest up. And spread your wings when you're ready. You can use a block or just put your hand on the earth. Drive your back heel backward. Lift your chest up and twist. Twists are very healthy for your back, for your mid-spine, also for your belly. They help with digestion, metabolism, rinsing through your internal organs, creating good circulation there. One more big breath. Exhale, look down, back knee to the earth, and it's a lizard lunge on the other side. Angle toes out, 10 o'clock. Roll baby toe, edge of foot, sink your hips forward. So you know you have a couple different options. You could stay, hand to the femur bone, gently press it away, twist. You may bend the back knee and catch your foot, but only if it feels okay in the knee, only if it comes up easily. If you get into a wrestling match with your foot, just leave it where it is. It's telling you that it wants to hang out where it is. You'll then release the back foot, come into your warrior two, front toes 12 o'clock, back heel stamps. Spread your arms out wide. Feel your chest center right over your hips. Show your palms to the sky. Reverse your warrior. Take it up and back to your side angle lunge. Forearm to your thigh bone, right arm over your head. And then go for a swim. Wind the arm around a few times, 3 or 4, whatever you did on the last side. Let your head drop, stretch the neck, even relax your jaw, your face, and then a half bind. Wrap your arm around your lower back, sink your hips low, get strong in your legs, and open up your chest. Feel your feet as if stretching your mat in opposite directions. And always in yoga, we work the strength of the belly, the core, pulling in and up. So in this case, lower belly pulls in and even rotates up a little bit. The next time you exhale, eyes go down, slide the back foot up, malasana. Squat down, hands to your heart, open up the chest. Maybe this side you feel a little bit more open. Spine as tall as you can make it. Hands to the floor after a few breaths, and then step your feet all the way together. Tuck your chin, stack one vertebra on top of the next until you're standing in Tadasana. Perhaps shrug your shoulders back and just feel a little bit taller already. You're taking now your right knee in towards your chest, left hand to your hip, top of your head to the sky. And so you'll probably stay with the knee. Unless you feel like going a little deeper, you'll hook your big toe. Keeping the spine tall, extend the leg any amount. So only if you can keep your spine upright rather than collapsing would you straighten the leg. It helps for balance to focus your eyes on one steady point. From here, we'll open the knee or the leg out to the side. Now bend the knee, or maybe your knee is already bent and you're like this. We're headed into a figure 4. High cross the right ankle over your left knee. Squat into your left leg, hands to your heart. If you're wobbling, use your hands for support, for balance. And some people like to use this to get into a deeper stretch. I even have some runners who like to put hands on the earth and sink into the hip a little bit. Feel free to do that here. I like to imagine as if I'm headed out for a run and I can hold on to a parking meter or a tree trunk and lean my hips away from it. One more giant breath. Exhale, everyone's hands go to the earth, and then take this right leg down as well, crossing it over the left leg. So your thighs are crossed. If you can, toes are on one plane. And then to accentuate the stretch, we'll crawl our fingers over to the right, head down. Now, if you're really struggling to get fingers to the floor, no need to struggle. Grab your block, head to the floor. Or a water bottle, anything that can support your hands. Just important that the neck is nice and long and relaxed. You're feeling this now in the outer left leg. I probably don't have to tell you that. That's your IT band. And then return to neutral. Tuck your chin. We'll slowly come up. Sweep your arms over your head. Grab your right wrist. Inhale, lift the ceiling. Lean to your left once again. So running is a very repetitive movement, as you know. Come on up. And it typically goes front to back. There's not a lot of side to side in running. So today's sequence gives you a little bit more side to side action to even things out. Draw your left knee up to your chest, stick with the knee, or hold the big toe and extend the leg any amount. Stand nice and tall through the lower leg. Relax your shoulders. Open knee or leg out to the side. Then you'll bend the knee, high cross the ankle, figure 4. Stay put for balance using your hands. Take hands to your heart. Or you can lean the hips back and reach your fingertips forward. You're feeling a stretch in your left hip and some strength in your right, quad and glute. Meanwhile, your core pulling in to suspend you in midair. Then the next time you exhale, 10 fingers go to the floor, IT band stretch. Slide that leg across. The wider the distance between your feet, the deeper the stretch. And then you can crawl your fingers over to the left. Now you're feeling from hip to knee, that nice long piece of fascia, your IT band, lengthening out. Let your head drop down. Relax your neck, sometimes giving it a good shake. And then center your torso, tuck your chin, roll up slowly. Fan your arms over your head. Grab now your left wrist, lift the ceiling with a breath, and lean right. You can look up, keep the chest open, but if that hurts your neck at all, then look down, relax. I like to lean into my hip to accentuate the stretch. And then coming upright, uncross your legs. We'll take one vinyasa. Sweep your arms to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, take a bow. Halfway, inhale. High push-up, or you could walk to down dog. Low push-up for an added challenge. Upward facing dog, a breath. Downward facing dog. Let's revisit child's pose. Knees touch down to the mat. Sit back on your heels. Forehead to the earth and rest. So if that's feeling really good, you can remain there. Otherwise, we're going to do a quad stretch. That was child's pose. This is called reverse child's pose. So to do it, toes are together, knees apart. Your hands will go behind you. Scoop your pelvis forward, and you can probably feel right away which muscles just turned on. Quads and hip flexors got a little bit longer. Hang out here. If you're feeling a little bit more flexible, you can easily breathe. You're in no pain. You could go down a little bit lower, elbows to the earth. Opening up the front body, breathing steadily. Your breath is a good gauge of whether or not you've gone too far. If it's hard to breathe and you're forcing too much, you need to back off. Listen to all the signals your body is giving you. Final stage, just for a few folks, if you're feeling really, really limber, you could lie all the way back. Becomes a bit more of a back bend, right? This is not to be attempted if you have any knee issues at all. Just lengthening your quadriceps. Give it a few breaths here. Also nice to put pillows underneath you if you're at home. Roll up a blanket. That can be a nice way to do this posture. You could stay here for a minute or even a couple minutes. We're going to come out for now, slowly with the hands and elbows, and then we'll come onto our backs. One gentle back bend here, feet flat, hip width distance apart. Reach down, tickle your heels with your fingertips, and the first step will be to lift our hips up off the floor. Stay as you are, just lengthening femur bones to the sky. You just lengthened your quadricep muscles already, and so you can lift them a little bit higher than before. You also have the option of scooching shoulders in toward each other and interlacing your fingers. Knuckles press away. you'll notice the back of my head is on the earth, but the back of my neck is free. There's this little air pocket underneath my cervical spine, keeping it nice and healthy and safe. This pose does become a nice neck stretch, in fact, with the floor holding the back of your head and your knuckles reaching away. We'll take the hips higher. And on the exhalation, tuck the chin and roll down slowly, one segment of your spine at a time. Let's rest for a moment here in Ardha Shavasana, feet apart, knees go together, or half Shavasana. Just let your spine be neutral. If you're someone that suffers from lower back pain, this is a wonderful neutral pose. It might not look like much, but it feels very good. I'm sure you're experiencing that now. Breathe in and breathe out. Just reconnecting to that practice of putting your mind and your body in the same place. From here, take your knees into your chest, give them a gentle squeeze. You could rock in a few different directions, go one direction, then the other, tracing giant circles. And then take legs to the sky. We're going to do a little bit of core work here. Arms are at your sides. As you inhale, you'll lower your legs any amount. Could just be 45 degrees. You could lower them till they hover above the earth. In the meantime, your arms go over your head. As you exhale, pike your legs back up, arms at your sides. So if that's a lot on your lower back, just go a little ways, or you can go one leg at a time. Inhale, open. Exhale, pike. We'll do 3 more. Exhale. Inhale. Notice my head not leaving the ground. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. This time we'll go back down to the floor, all the way down. Reach your fingertips and your toes in opposite directions. Now give your right knee a gentle squeeze. Extend the leg to the sky. Hold the back of your calf. And now if you can climb up a little higher, fine, but don't force it. It's fine if you're holding behind the knee. Gently draw in, no tugging or yanking, but just a gentle little pull. If you'd like, you can take your head up off the floor, peek down at that left foot. What you want to see are the toes at 12 o'clock rather than flopping out. That means that your leg is active. And then put your head back on the earth. We'll take the leg out to the side. Anchor your left hip down. Remember, you did this standing. So we're taking it a little bit of a similar direction. Easier on your back, isn't it, than standing? Bend the knee. Figure 4 on your back. Thread your right arm through the space between your legs and gently squeeze in. Wonderful release for your lower back. Great stretch for your right hip and glute. Now you have the option to stay put, or you'll cradle your right calf in your arms and extend your left leg straight. This is half pigeon, but on your back. The other option would be to cradle your shin bone and gently pull in. And then center the knee 12 o'clock, and we'll take a twist. Guide the knee across the midline of your body. Open your arms like wings, right cheek toward the floor, releasing your lower back. Perhaps close your eyes and just take a couple slow breaths. We're winding down now. And we'll return to neutral. Take the left knee in, extend the right leg along the floor. And then it's the left leg that goes to the sky. Hold back of thigh, gently behind the knee, or you can walk up the calf a little bit. This is a split on your back. Go very gently. You can lift head from the floor, peek down at your pretend standing leg. Not letting the feet flop out, but angling straight up to the sky. It's also nice to use a towel around your foot or a yoga strap. A belt works also. We'll take the leg out to the side. You can hold behind the knee or hold the great toe. Go out wide. Anchoring the right hip is never a bad idea. And then bend the knee. Figure 4 back release. Reach the left arm through the space between your legs. Gently take the shin bone in towards your chest. So the breath is this wonderful tool to continually help put your mind and body in the same place. Because you can't take a breath in the future, and you can't take a breath in the past. You can only breathe in the present moment. So by focusing on your breath, you develop this skill of being more present and attentive. That helps your yoga, it helps your running, helps everything. Now you're going to extend your right leg along the floor so you can lug your shin bone like firewood, or you can cradle it like a baby. Wrap your arms around your leg bone and gently draw in. Now if this is too much, just hang out in the figure 4, the posture we just did. You can also do it, of course, with the foot on the ground. That might be easier. And now we'll center the knee and take a spinal twist. This is your last posture. Open up your wings, let your left cheek turn toward the earth. And to close, we'll find Shavasana, which is our final relaxation and meditation. Arms drop below your heart, extend your legs out. Now you can just let your feet flop and relax. You'll close your eyes, give yourself at least 10 breaths, and have a wonderful day.